Okay, so just doing a quick colour tutorial for A Lover's Sim. If I do this fast, hopefully the sound won't run out and kill me. Right, just got a simple clip of The Lion King. Going to do it for Me and the Devil. The black and white, most part of the video, you use the black and white and levels. I do this for all of my black and white videos. Just make black and white 100 or 1, just full. And on your levels, you leave it on all channels. You want your input start, which brings the black up. You can do it to whatever you want. Every clip you use, you have to change around with the levels, because it all depends on what you like, how dark it is, how light the clip is. All depends on, stuff. So that's why my editing takes a while. I have to change every single clip to fit it. But it makes it look better overall. Your input end, I like to bring down, just to give that nice black and white contrasting colours. And then the output start, I use this on all of my videos, which are in black and white. And it just gives that like hazy, grey effect. So I'll put that about there. And then obviously it makes the black and white lighter. So you can bring this down a bit more. And then like that up more, you get the gist. And then the output end, you bring down, it darkens the white. So if I bring that down, you can make that stronger. And it just gives a nice colour. So that's what I do. I just play around. Literally, all you do is play around until you find something you like. Yeah, and sometimes I also increase the gamma. Which kind of, I don't know what it does. Sometimes it just does make it look a little bit nicer. Even though I'm not entirely, yeah. It just changes shit. So that's how I get the black and whites. Then for the orangey colours, I keep the black and white and levels the same, and I add the gradient map. I make the 0 dot black. I make the 2 at the end white, and then the middle one, I make this like orangey colour, or you can have whatever colour you want. It's kind of browny orange, wasn't it? It's kind of there. And then you move it up and down until where you like it. You can play with all of them until it's like somewhere where you quite like the colours. And it looks quite nice. Like there. I quite like that. Once again, all just play around. You can do whatever you want. But I did that. So that got my colours. And I got it to fade in by you have these little triangles diamonds down here. At the beginning of it, beginning of the timeline, I have my one, the orange, on completely off, like see-through, I would call it, but it's checkerboard. And then you get your little thing, you drag it to the end of the timeline, and at the end of the timeline you make your one at the top. But on the video I didn't make it fully to the top, and it gives it a nice effect. You could just make this a lighter brown, sort of, but I think it gives it a nicer effect to fade this off a bit, fade this colour off a bit. I've just changed the colour completely, but either way, doesn't matter. Just to fade that off a bit, and it gives it that more like rusty half and half colour. I don't know what it does. It just looks nice. So yeah. So and then if you move this down a bit, it'll be full colour by the end of the clip, and it's going to be dead slow for me, isn't it? So yeah, you can see it fades in quite nice. Just make it full colour all the time. That is how I did the orange, like the browny orangey-ness. And then on top of that, which isn't really a colour, but for the rest of the effects on that video, I added the TV simulator. You take away everything, especially I can't say that giant word, phosphoruscene. I don't know what that word says. But the bluey colour is what I call it. Because that does change your colouring a lot. So I'll take that completely off. Make sure it's off. Other ones, I mean, you could, play around and have the other ones on. But for the video I used, I only put, at the end of the timeline, I made the static about there, halfway. Well, have it as staticky as you want. So then as the video progresses, it gets more and more staticky. Staticky. I can't say it. But, yeah, that's all I did for Me and the Devil. So that's your colours and your effects. And then for the black and white clips, I just basically took away the gradient map and used levels and black and white. Which, for all of my black and white videos, that is what I use. All I do is play around. That is all I do. Why is that at the end? I just mess around with every clip, every scene, every video to just find what I think is going to work with the song and the theme and stuff. But levels is my best friend. I use levels for everything. And I'll show you another technique I use with levels. I just take away the black and white. And set that on. So that's just my normal clip. I use levels a lot with just normal colours. With just the colours of the clip. Just to enhance and stuff. I just love levels. Everything, all of my colourings to do with levels. They do so much for so little of what they do. They make the clips so nice. So just play, just play. You can get some quite nice, dark effects. Some quite, it's like Threshold if you put them two together. But you can make that like dark. Then you can bring your output on and bring your gamma up. Bring this down, and you get some quite nice stuff really. For what it is. Yeah. I'm trying to think of one I used in Swan Lake. I made the gamma, brought that down a bit, brought that up, that down. I think I used like that kind of thing in Swan Lake. Yeah. That's all you do. For the colourings I use. Yeah, I hope that helped. Like I said, all my colourings are extremely basic, but all I do to find these colourings is mess about and play. And to be honest, most of the time I do just get some hideous effects. Gradient maps are worse for getting hideous stuff, but sometimes you do get some really, really nice things. Like you can play with gradient map all day, and do use this like filter a lot. It does that's quite nice. I have my white at the top and the black at the bottom, and then you can get some gorgeous colours by just playing with it. Some really, really nice effects. From not really putting much effort in. So, oops. Yeah, that's all I do. Mess about. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you can get some hideous stuff like and it just looks terrible. But you don't find nice effects without experimenting. But you've just got to try and do things nice and slow and change stuff. Why can't I make this go away? Just mess around. I use 3, but you can always have another one in to change stuff. You can have as many as you want in a gradient map, I think. I don't know, I've never really tried to exceed it past it. Always 8 the amount. Yeah, you're allowed 8 little dots, apparently. You could do some really weird stuff with that, I suppose. I've never gone this far before. Let's try it. I'll have white at the top. What's the rainbow? Just let's see what happens here. This could be absolutely minging. I'm just trying shit. This is what I mean. You just try shit. It's fun. It's fun to do. This is very fun to do. Look at that. And then even them out a bit. Why them so close together? That's a pretty rainbow. Yeah, and you get that effect, apparently. But that also does depend on the clip as well. Because if you put it on another clip, let me find somewhere else. Because it depends on the colours of the... Woo! You see? It makes it really weird. That's kind of like an acid trip, yeah. I wouldn't recommend using that as a colour effect. But this is what I mean. You just play. You play and you see and you mess about. So yeah, I hope that helped. If there's anything else, just let me know and I'll try and help you as soon as I can. Thank you.